Good morning, Mr. Daniel Hasseltrom. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. My name is Giovanna, and today I'm speaking with you to understand the international buyer's perspective on the Bolivian products, with a specific focus on the concept of conscious food. Before we dive into the questions, it will be great if you could start by telling us a bit about yourself, like what do you do, where do you live, how did you find the Bolivian market? Please feel free to tell us your story.
All right, my name is Daniel Hasselstrom. I'm from a little town called Odense in the middle of Denmark in Scandinavia in Europe. I work at a coffee roastery, a little artisan coffee roastery here in Denmark. And my primary functions in this company is I work with sales and development, development of new products and new markets for the company.
That being said, we can start with the first question. What aspects of the Bolivian products proposition do you find the most attractive for your market?
I think what attracted us the most to begin with is the authenticity and the sustainability aspects of the Bolivian coffee. I think the fact that it's grown, the coffee that we buy is grown in harmony with nature and the rainforest, and it's often or primarily small scale farmers we work with, who has a deep respect for nature, but also for tradition. It fits really well with the values that our customers here in Denmark hold. You can sort of say that Bolivian coffee, it has a story that goes beyond the cup of coffee. There's more to it, and that's what our customers buy into. It represents things like biodiversity, craftsmanship, and a lot of social responsibility as well.
And which specific characteristics of Bolivian products do you consider the most relevant or distinctive compared to the other options that we have?
Well, I think the Bolivian coffees, especially, they stand out due to their unique flavor profiles that comes from the natural growing conditions that they have. It has to do with the high altitude cultivations and the rich soil, and also the very traditional farming methods that are used out there still. It gives the coffee a very clean but also complex taste, which reflects the terroir and the areas that and the origin of the products. It's something that's increasingly valued in especially Nordic markets, coffee markets.
That's fascinating. Okay, and what strategies does your company use to promote Bolivian products in your country?
We do have a lot of focus on keywords like transparency, and storytelling means a lot for our customers. So we do a lot to highlight where the coffee comes from. I mean, how it's grown, the areas, who the farmers are. We have a lot of footage and pictures, so people actually meet the people who create this wonderful product. Our communication also tries to emphasize the fact that with Bolivian coffee, there's a direct connection between the Danish consumers and the rainforest every time they enjoy the cup of coffee. We use social medias. We use collaborations, and then we also do a lot of direct tastings. I think the best advertisement we can do for the Bolivian coffee is getting people to taste it, to experience it, and then we back it up with the stories and what we've experienced out there, to show the consumers that sustainability and quality they can go together. You don't have to choose one of them.
That's great to know. You were saying you met the producers. Could you tell us more about that? When this was?
I had the great opportunity to visit your beautiful country here 2 months ago, where we were staying in La Paz, and from there we went with the Camino de la Muerte up to the Teoponte area, where a lot of the coffee is grown that we use. We stayed out there with the farmers for a few days and saw them how they work in the fields and got to meet a lot of the workers, and also tried out with a little bit of the farming. I'm not sure that I can get a job there, but but it was a nice experience. Yeah. It's meeting these people who are so they're so dedicated to the way of life, to the way of traditional living, but also to the nature, and how they can make a living and correspond the traditions and nature, but still produce a really good product. And that fascinated a lot. And that's also what we're trying to let our consumers know, that so they can get the picture as well.
Continuing with the next question, have you developed any specific concept or campaign to strengthen the image of Bolivian products in your market?
Yes. As soon as we started with the whole it started with an idea, and then we got a connection through a local person here called Peter, who's worked a lot in Bolivia and traveled a lot out there, and he works a lot with sustainable chocolate, and he knew of these coffee farms. So as soon as he put the seed into our head, we started thinking about how could we brand this the best way. So we've actually developed a brand new line in our company. I can show you a picture of it here.
Wow.
It's called Gown, and Gown is a Danish word, which it's a little bit difficult to translate because it means a lot of things, but it means to benefit, and the idea is to have a product line which benefits people, it benefits nature, and it benefits also the consumers in the end, because they get a sustainable product with a good history. So it sort of sums up all these things. So yes, we have created a specific concept for the Bolivian coffee, and the idea is to expand. Right now we have coffee from the Teoponte region, and we have from the Apollo region, but the idea is to expand it. And we had some great meetings with the UN, for example, when we were out there last time, about some of the projects they're doing, which is maybe a little bit more focused on the social aspect, but it also fits under this umbrella that we call Gown. So yeah, it's quite interesting.
I can be well. You're talking about the future. So the next question: what is your perspective regarding the future of Bolivian exporters? What do you think?
I think there's a lot of possibility in it. I have to be honest and say right now we are looking into some difficulties with price negotiations and these things, but in general the European market is moving very strongly towards sustainability and transparency, and I think that Bolivia has a really genuine advantage in this area. If the producers, they continue to invest in consistent quality, certifications, and long-term relationships with us, it could be I think you could look into a future of Bolivia becoming one of the most respected origins of specialty coffees, because they've already come quite a long way, but there's still a way to go as well, and that is one of the issues we are looking into right now, is the world market, the world coffee market, in correlation to the direct trade that we do with the farmers, and also getting them to sort of understand that it's also better for them to have a beneficial long-term relationship, rather than just looking 1 year ahead. And we are competing right now we are competing with the local markets in Bolivia, which is difficult because when we purchase coffee the way we do, there's a from the coffee is sent until they receive the money directly from us, there is a sort of a latency, and with the trade on the local market, they get money right away. But it should be more. They should be able in the long term to benefit more from relations with the European market. But it's a, I think it's a mentality change that has to happen. And I do believe that with some of the younger farmers we met with, it might be a little bit easier to convince them that it's more beneficial for them in the long run, because the coffee market goes like this, and if you look at it right now, it's high, but you can't look at it like that. You have to look over it a longer period. So there's some great perspective in it, but there's also there has to be a bit of a mentality change as well, especially when you're out in the very rural areas like Til Ponte and Apollo is. It's more easy in a city like Canavari, where we spent some time, where it's younger farmers taking over the next generation. They have a more international mindset. So yeah, we're working on it, but it's also a good thing that people like you are also interested in developing more export. So because that can also help, because sometimes when we come out there, we feel a little bit like the white gringo coming, and we don't want to be that. It has to be beneficial for both parts. The relationship,
That's
it goes two ways. Yeah,
that's how we look at these kind of negotiations. We also think the producers should have this long-term relationship with their buyers. That is very important to build that, and I agree with you completely. Well,
and also we can
yeah.
When it comes to price settings, that we can also we can guarantee higher prices because it is direct trade we do. So there's no middlemen. Nobody has to make money on it. There's no long chains. It's direct. So yeah.
What areas do you believe should we strengthen to fully meet demand in your country?
I think we scratched it a little bit in the last question. Yeah.
Yes.
But some of the main, I think, if you have to set up just a few words, it has to be like consistency, logistics, and being able to supply a stable and clear quality standards and traceability. It's essential for European importers that there's traceability. Maybe also investments in things like storytelling, origin branding, investments in export infrastructure, that could help the Bolivian coffee reach a wider audience. So I can only speak for Danish consumers, or I can better speak for Danish consumers, but they respond very strongly to things like authenticity and transparency. It's places where you're already doing a lot and you're doing a very good job, but it's also a place where we can keep developing. But I think we can develop it. It has to be a teamwork, because we know this market and you know your market, and together I think we can do good things.
That is true. We need the teamwork. Yeah,
exactly.
To make it this better. Yeah. Well, Daniel, your perspective on the Bolivian authors and your strategies give us a much clearer picture of the market dynamics. So, Daniel, this has been incredibly insightful. So thank you again for your valuable time. I hope you can speak again in the future, and I hope to see you in the future, maybe. Yeah, so
I plan on coming back. I plan on coming back. It's such a vibrant country, and I have to say that before I went over there, I had thoughts about, are we going to be safe? Are we going to be secure traveling around? But there was never one time where we felt insecure or felt unsafe in any way. It was very friendly people, very open, and I love your food.
We're so happy that you liked our country, and of course, you're welcome anytime.
Thank you
But
so much.
well, would you please give us a message for all the exporters, people that will be seeing this, and for sure it's going to open their mind and probably think more about Denmark as a new market for them to think of.
A message would be, I think, keep being authentic. Stick to your traditions and to your history, because that's what's really important for people out here. Be proud of your nature and take very good care of it, because we don't have much of it left over here. So for us to be able to support it through buying your products, it means a lot to people over here, and I think it means more than you think. It's something that's a lot of focus on in Europe in general. So just be proud of what you have and take very good care of it.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I think we have a lot of amazing things here, but it's just the producers, some of them that cannot see the perspective of international buyers or people outside of our country. So this message is very important for us. We're going to share this with them. And again, I'm so happy to have you here, and I wish you and your company to continue succeeding in the promotion of this fantastic products that we have. And it was a pleasure speaking with you. We're going to be talking, I hope, next time. So for now, have a great day. Thank you for your time again.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Well.